Hi, this is Miss Goodale, and this video is part 2 of a two-part set of videos on box plots. The previous video, I went over what they were and some of the vocabulary and an example, and then the steps. This video is just showing you some examples to um, work the problem, so like how to find them and how to make them. So let's just start out with this set. Notice these values are not in any order. They are just randomly written down. So if we go back to the steps, the first thing that I want to do is put the values in order. So probably the easiest way to keep track of that is just for me to put the value down and put a check mark above it to make sure that I've gotten that value. I say put a check mark because if I scribble it out and I've made a mistake, then I have a hard time figuring out what that number is. So just put a check mark above it. If you need to go back and correct something and add in a value, at least you'll be able to see what the values are if you put a check mark. Okay, so the first one is 3, 5, 6, 11, 14, 15, 21, 22, and 24. Okay, so if I look at this, I've written down all my values. They're all in order. So now I find the minimum is the smallest number, so that's just 3. The maximum is the highest number, and that's just 24. The median, if I count to the middle, so I can kind of go 1, 2, 3, 4, and then this is 5 both ways. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I went 5 in both ways. My median is 14. And then I split that into 2 quartiles. So this right here is what I'm going to use to find my lower quartile. And I notice I have a 5 and a 6 in the middle. So I'm going to have to find the average of those to find the median. That means I add 5 plus 6 and divide that by 2. So that's 11 divided by 2, which is 5.5. My upper quartile, I'm going to use these numbers. And I see I have my 21 and 22, so I add those. And divide by 2. So that equals 43 divided by 2. And that would give me 21.5. Okay, now that I've got all my values, all I have to do is plot them. So my minimum is a dot. My maximum is a dot. So I go over to 24. My median is a line at 14. My lower quartile is 5.5, so I have to go halfway between 5 and 6, and it's a line. My upper quartile is another line at 21.5, so it's going to be halfway between 21 and 22. And then I make those into a box. May not be a perfect box, that's fine. And then I draw lines out, and that is my box plot. Okay, it's not a perfect box, but you get the point. All right, so let's do another example. And I'm going to go a little bit faster this time, maybe. Oops. See, I skipped a couple of numbers. So I notice I have a 1 there, so I need to start with 1, 2, 5, 7, 8, 9, 11, no, 12, 16, 19, 20. I'm running out of room here. 22, 23, 24. Okay, so I've got all my numbers in order. Now I'm just going to count in from the ends. And it looks like 12 is my median. I forgot to do my minimum and my maximum. My minimum is 1. My maximum is 24. My upper and lower quartile I need to find here. So I've got 9, 8. So I have to find the average of 5 and 7 to get my lower quartile. So 5 plus 7 divided by 2. And instead of writing that all out, just going to tell you it's 6. Upper quartile, I have 20 and 22. So I do 20 plus 22 divided by 2. And that gives me my upper quartile, which is 21. So now I have my values. And I put a dot for my minimum, which is 1. I put another dot for my maximum, which is 24. I put a line for my median, which is 12, a line for my lower quartile, which is 6, a line for my upper quartile, which is 21, and then my lines make a box. And my dots have lines coming from them to the box. So that's my second dot plot, or box plot, sorry. And let's do one more. All right. 4, 6, 7, 8, 9, 11, 14, 15, 21, 24, and 25. So I've got all those, got all those values in there in order. My minimum is 4. My maximum is 25. My median is the middle of all those. Got lost track of what I was doing. 11 is my median. And then I use these numbers to find my lower quartile. And those actually have an odd number there. So 7 is my median of that. And this has an odd number here. So 21 is my median of that. And I didn't have to do calculating. I'm going to go ahead and draw these points real quick, and the video is going to shut me off. So lines for this. And in case it cuts me off, ask questions if you still have any. And stay tuned for more videos. Here is my box plot. Thank you for listening and watching.